Hi guys, so I just wanted to touch on some of the possible Brexit issues that are going to face Keir Starmer as we get closer and closer to the end of the transition period, and if Boris Johnson gets a deal, how he's going to get it through Parliament. So the first issue I want to talk about is, of course, Jeremy Corbyn's loss to Boris Johnson, and the core issue, of course, being Brexit. The general public wanted Brexit over with. They didn't want to talk about it anymore. They didn't want to see it on their televisions. They wanted it done. And of course, Boris Johnson was very successful with the slogan, "Get Brexit Done." And that seems to have been very powerful in encouraging people to vote for his party, in some cases for the very first time. So of course, Jeremy Corbyn is no longer the leader of the Labour Party. He was replaced with Keir Starmer. And Starmer has been very clever to ignore the issue of Brexit. He has been avoiding it at PMQs, very little talk about Brexit. And this makes sense because he understands that Brexit is Boris Johnson's trump card, to excuse the pun. He understands that there's no point fighting Boris Johnson on Brexit, especially as we're still in the transition period and we don't know the full impact of Brexit at the moment. It makes more sense to wait until Brexit has been implemented, until the end of the transition period. After that, to see the full extent and then criticize the government on not Brexit itself, but on the implementation of the deal or the implementation of Brexit. Brexit has been an absolute disaster, but Keir Starmer is not going to win over any allies by criticizing Brexit. He has to criticize the government's approach to it. Now, another issue that I'd like to talk about is this leave versus remain mindset that is stuck in the heads of many people within the Labour Party. Many people still think that the way people voted in 2016, the way people voted last year is still relevant. And I think they are overestimating this. I think there are still people who are dyed-in-the-wool Brexiteers who actually voted for the Labour Party. Those people are beyond the pale, but the average voter has moved on from Brexit, and they definitely will have moved on from next year. So I think the Labour Party need to move away from this mentality of leave versus remain and return to bread and butter issues. So a huge dilemma for Starmer will be how to vote if Boris Johnson gets a deal. Does he encourage, does he instruct, does he force his MPs to vote with Boris Johnson's government? So there are a number of pitfalls here. If he votes with the Tories, he could risk getting blamed for the fallout of Brexit. If he votes against the Tories, he risks getting branded a Remoaner for life and being seen as someone who was undermining Brexit. So where does this lead us? Well, a possible solution is for Keir Starmer to vote for the deal, encourage his MPs to support it, but make it very, very clear that the implementation of the deal is Boris Johnson's responsibility. It's not Keir Starmer's. So if Boris Johnson delivers a successful Brexit, or whatever the hell that means, at least Starmer can say, I was on board. But if Boris Johnson delivers an absolute disaster, Starmer can return by saying, I supported the deal, I didn't support the Prime Minister's implementation of it. And I think that's his get out of jail card. I'm pretty sure Starmer is on the ball here when it comes to Brexit. He understands which way he has to vote. My only concern is that the split that's taking place within the Labour Party at the moment, some people may see it as an opportunity to undermine Starmer by undermining support for the government. And this could be a bloody disaster for the Labour Party itself, and possibly scuttle any chances of leading a government in 2024. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?